Thank you for showing up here. I really appreciate this. Let me tell you, I think this is a very good sign for freedom. I've said that before, but it is true. I mean, the fact that you guys come out here to show your support for Dan, which first of all is extremely important. Okay? I term it a little bit differently. Rather than take back America, I talk about bringing back America. Bringing back America when I grew up in it, but it's equally important when we bring back Wisconsin. Okay, so we have some of us slightly different goals, Dan and I. Dan wants one party control in Wisconsin. Well, we just want to flip the party that's controlling it. Okay, we want to elect Scott Walker and folks like Dan, so we can return one party control to the right party in Wisconsin. I want to end one party control in Washington. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm from Oshkosh. I'm happy to be here in Lewisburg. Okay, cities start with O. I always get a giggle out of people when I talk about Oshkosh. Well, there really is such a place. I suppose you guys, it's the same thing in Lewisburg. But I'm a manufacturer. I've been in manufacturing for 30 years. We produce plastic packaging material that is specialty enough that we actually export around the world. We actually export to China. Okay, so I have that perspective. I'm an accountant. We're talking about huge fiscal crisis and problems that are looming in this country. We need that kind of perspective in Washington. Okay? The straw that broke this camel's back was when they passed the health care bill. Okay, I view that as the greatest single assault on our freedoms in my lifetime. I haven't talked to anyone yet who doesn't believe it won't add 1/9 to the deficit. Okay? When they passed Medicare back in 1965, they projected out 25 years and said it would cost $12 billion in 1990. It cost $111 billion, 10 times that cost. Okay? So, the health care bill will be a huge budget buster, and it's going to be put on top of an already horribly broken budget. I mean, I remember when we all got outraged when we were talking about $200 billion a year deficits. Now we're talking $1.5 trillion. Okay? Senator McCain, when he was running for president, was absolutely right. We are committing intergenerational theft. It is immoral. It is wrong. It's got to stop. It's unsustainable. That's why I'm running. Okay? I'm a serious guy. I have a serious purpose. When I go to Washington, I will attack those problems. Okay? I would never vote for my re-election in mind. I mean, if that attitude sends me back to Oshkosh in 6 years, great. I mean, I love Oshkosh. I love Wisconsin, the people who live in here. So that would be my attitude. I want to fix these problems. I want to talk about an even larger context of why I'm running, though. Okay? I'm 55 years old. I grew up in an America where we valued hard work. We celebrated success. Okay, I've watched over the course of my lifetime our culture just drift more and more toward a culture of entitlement and dependency. Okay? I've got a pretty good sense in the span of human history, this 234-year-old experiment that we call America, it is something precious. It is something exceptional. And it is being squandered. That's why I'm running. If I'm fortunate enough to be your senator from Wisconsin, representing you in Washington, I will take to Washington a deep reverence for the genius of our founding fathers, for what they gave us, that we are squandering. I mean, there's the reason America holds 5% of the world's population, and yet we produce 25% of the world's goods. That reason is freedom. Freedom in a free market system. I believe in that. That's why I'm doing this. But I can't do it alone. Dan can't do it alone. Okay? We need you folks to stay involved, to get engaged, to Talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors. Go out and talk to total strangers, okay? Get people involved. We need grassroots effort. We need grassroots effort all the way up to the election. So again, I thank you sincerely for coming out here. I want you to support as much as possible people in hand because it's important for Wisconsin, it's important for America. So that's pretty much my thanks for coming.
Said Obamacare brought you into the race. Will you proactively work in Washington, D.C. to get rid of Obamacare, to work to repeal it?
I was remiss in mentioning that. It's my number one goal to repeal Obamacare. My second goal is to attack the spending and debt. And really that's my number one goal.
Any more questions? Just want everybody to know that we're being videotaped tonight by the Democratic Party of Wisconsin.
I just was wondering if you'll try to do everything you can to stop that cap and trade.
Cap and trade. What would you do to stop cap and trade?
I just issued a press release because Senator Feingold actually voted to allow the EPA to regulate carbon dioxide without any approval from Congress. We talk about usurpation of power, okay? So obviously I'm totally against that, and I'm totally against cap and trade. The science for this global warming is not settled. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. It is absurd that we would consider taxing our economy into the doldrums on the back of what? Totally unproven science, quite honestly. One of the comments I made, I got a little flack for it, is, again, think of geologic time here. Were it not for the fact that we've had climate cycles, we'd be seeing it on a big chunk of ice here in Wisconsin. Okay? I don't know. I do not believe man-made global warming is proven. I think we've seen temperatures and climate change dramatically over the history of the Earth when man wasn't even here. I think it's absurd. So no, I would be totally opposed to cap and trade.
One more question.
Yes?
I know you don't. Yeah, I know. The question is, what is Ron's stance on the illegal aliens?
The number one goal of government, the reason we form plans, the reason we form a government is for the protection of the people, for the defense of the nation, for the security of the borders. Okay? The fact that Arizona had to pass their own law just demonstrates, because of all the murder we may have down in Arizona, demonstrates that the federal government has abdicated its responsibility to the borders. So in terms of illegal immigration, the first thing, we secure the borders. And this is America, we have the capability to do it, we can do it. I'm a manufacturer, we pay good wages. I have no sympathy for these employers that use and abuse and illegally hire illegal aliens or illegal immigrants, okay? We have laws on the books, we need to enforce those laws. If we do that, it's already been proven that during this recession, illegal immigration has really slowed. If we secure the borders, if we sanction employers that illegally hire these folks, I think we're going to really drive illegal immigration. Then we can take a look at what we need to do with the rest of the folks here. But again, it is first secure the borders. That's just the number one thing we have to do.
Thank you, Ron. Ron, we'll stay around there for 2 minutes. We'll walk around and shake hands and meet some of you. But so you get a chance to meet Ron. So thank you again.